Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest Stag Talk. It's soon come around again, and on today's show, we're getting tantalisingly near to the pre-season campaign starting. But we're going to discuss Mansfield Town's squad, whether new players coming in, who they might be, and also look at the pre-season friendlies that are coming up. And I'm sure much more besides that. Well, Georgia Goulding joining me as ever, right, Georgia?
Yes, hope
Well,
everyone likes our new intro. We are very, very smug and pleased with it, so we hope you like it as well.
yeah, it does. It does look good. So fingers crossed. Well, it's a new beginning for everyone, I guess. And Mansfield Town have started a new beginning today. They're back in training and a few tired legs, no doubt, especially with the sun coming out at the moment. Great to get back underway.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to dive straight in because we appreciate you guys sending us comments, questions, and topics to cover. So we got one fairly recently. Stephen, if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, and this is from Terry. He says someone that left a comment on one of our previous posts. And he asks, we're going to find the question now. Do you think Stags will re-sign Abbott and or Irow, or would you like to see them rejoin the ranks? Good question. Georgia, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so I think both were quite popular figures. They weren't kind of stalwart starters, but they did what they came in to do, and I found myself impressed with the pair of them, to be honest. However, there's been no reports on Stag showing interest in either bringing them back on loan or signing them permanently. It's early days in the window, obviously, but yeah, I just not seen anything in terms of those two. So I don't think it's on their radar to bring those two back.
I think it's a case of monitoring. I think was what Nigel said, but as he said, isn't there nothing sort of concrete? No strong rumours doing the rounds. It's when it's a lone player, and particularly someone of that age as well, of their ages, it becomes a lot more about Spurs, really, doesn't it? If they come available, Mansfield might be interested, but the Spurs want to send them out again, probably because, as we said off the camera, they're not going to get into the Spurs first team anytime soon. But it's whether they're going to get a season again at League One level, whether that's Mansfield, or whether they're ready for a step up Championship club.
That's the thing, is that Spurs had a stinker of a season again in the Premier League. It literally came to the last few matches of the season to secure survival, which was mad.
And they should have gone down, shouldn't they? They should have got. It's really.
I think everyone was holding their breath that they would go down. I mean,
it was just down to Everton, wasn't it? Leeds did their bit by beating West Ham did their bit by beating Leeds. We just needed Everton to do the business, and they didn't. But anyway, one for another show, not for our show.
No, but yeah, the point of that is the fact that Spurs are now really, moving mountains to strengthen their squad over the summer. I think they've spent already over 200 million. Imagine having that kind of money. But now you're thinking, is that closing off avenues for the likes of Abbott and Irow to make it into the Spurs senior team? I mean, I know it would mean a lot to them to make that jump, and Irow, I think, is a boyhood Spurs fan. But when the quality's there and they're spending crazy money like that, yeah, as you said, I just don't see their futures as senior Spurs players. No. And yeah, maybe another move to a lower tier is on the cards.
You would think so. It's a very common thing in football, isn't it? I mean, just when we put the little teasers together that we do of who have guessed a player, and it does tend to. There's so many, isn't there, where it's I started my career at Man United, I started my career at Chelsea, blah blah blah. I never actually played a game. I came through youth ranks and never made it. And likely to be two players here that probably do the same. It's certainly nowhere near a Spurs first team right now. And but as I say, whether they'll come to Mansfield, who knows? There's one signing will be done most likely. Two signings maybe, and who knows? But as you said, early days in the window and all quiet so far. But around the league, there's quite a few teams doing early business. Sheffield Wednesday have signed 4, I think, and Bradford are starting to rack a few up as well. So it's interesting to see the clubs now, the different strategies that they have. Some clubs like to do the business early. Some are just biding the time. Do you think it's the best policy?
Well, it depends what you need, because obviously Stags Nigel Clough has made it clear that this summer's not going to be busy because they've already done their business. And it is, I suppose, it kind of calms some nerves if you get some signings done early doors, like they've made it clear, Mansfield made it clear they want new attacking power, and fans want to see that. So they've got David McGoldrick over the line, which is a good sign of things to come.
I think, I think you risk it if you don't get in early doors. I think you do risk another team gazumping you. I think I'd always like to get stuck in, get the business done if you can. Of course, then it also gives you more time that the players are coming in to kind of bed them the way into the squad and get the pre-season under the belt that the club that they're joining would like.
Yeah, I think as well the fact that the reports about McGoldrick said there was quite a lot of competition. This is the thing, if you snooze, you lose. Like if your foot's not firmly on that gas pedal, you're going to miss out on a deal that could potentially transform your season. So yeah, sometimes, as you say, being early, it does really benefit. But then we all do love a bit of late transfer drama, don't we? So hopefully there's a bit more to come towards the end of the window.
I think I missed the days of the window when they were closing at midnight, and you've got to be up at 11:59 waiting to see if Stags have done a transfer. Apart from that, I take your point wholeheartedly. And David McGoldrick's the first signing in, or the latest signing in anyway. If you count John Russell as a signing, he's David McGoldrick the latest. Might get first look at him on Tuesday night. It's come around fast, and we're nearly there. 1 week today. Well, pretty much 1 week today. So the minute we'll all be heading up to Retford for to get the pre-season campaign underway, and it's should be a good evening as always.
Yeah, it's always managers' chance to kind of have a play about with the team. Don't see a new signing coming in between now and then, but obviously it'd be a good chance for McGoldrick to play with his new teammates. And we discussed it on a previous show. We're intrigued to see the system that Nigel goes for, because there are some impressive centre forward leaning players. I know that the beauty of Stags is their versatility, but there are solid number 9 players in that team. So is he going to have a double partnership at the top? Is it just going to be him? Will he be mostly a rotational player? Like we don't know, and this is what the season's for, really, to kind of get a glimpse of what works best.
Yeah, I'm not sure the formation is going to change. It's a tried and trusted one, and I don't see any reason why he would change it. I think it's a different scenario, obviously, when you're in a game and in-game circumstances dictate whether you're shutting up shop or whether you're going for it. But kicking off, I think largely it will be the sort of the 3 centre backs with the 2 wing backs. But options, lots of options. I do love a good pre-season, and especially the games against the likes of Retford. I mean, home games are great, but I love a game where you go to for a few reasons, really, because as the Retford chairman was telling us earlier in the week, it means so much for a club like Retford or a Matlock as was, or Hucknall back in the day when Stags went there, just in terms of the profile it brings in, the revenue, and it's just a great occasion. But I also like it, the fact that you can be so close to the players, you're on the touchline, all the fans are mixing, everything's relaxed. It's access that you're not going to get the one call. It's sun's on the shine, and it's the great pre-season. And of course, you love them because you're so nearly there, and the season is so nearly upon us, and we can just have 10 months of not having to think, what the hell do we do on a Saturday afternoon anymore?
Yeah, there's always that, yeah. But it's great pre-season. You get a mixed bag of fixtures, because they end with Derby, I think, at home, which will be a good one. But yeah, the Retford was saying, this is something they really do appreciate, because as you said, it's great for them to come up against a team like Stags. It's great for the club overall, and fans just enjoy a good day out. I think I did a piece this week just on kind of a deeper dive into who Retford are. I think, was it 2021 maybe they played, and Stags absolutely thumped them 9-1.
Yeah, well, it was 6-0 last year, I think. So I mean, it tends to be a very one-sided affair, but obviously it's all about the revenue for Retford and the fact that it sets them up for quite a long time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, there's some good fixtures coming up. And
they're interesting.
Go on.
Sorry, George. Yeah, they're interesting ones in that. I don't think it's been announced yet, but in the training camp is going to be a game against a behind the closed doors one against a championship team, unnamed. But initially, to start with, Retford, Barrow, Alfreton, all non-league teams, so all games where Stags would expect to have possession to dominate. I know it's only a pre-season friendly; it doesn't matter from that side of things. But you stagger your games for different challenges, so it's starting easily into the pre-season, and then a championship game against a team behind closed doors, and then Derby County. So 2 tough tests to end it on, and more of an indication then where Stags will know what where they're at.
Yeah, those games that, you know, they'll be good, as you say, to kind of test Stags waters and stuff. And because when even we're going back to last season, but the Arsenal game, I think, you know, any excuse for fans to talk about that game, to be honest. But they played so well, Stags did, against, and it's not even like Mikel Arteta chucked out all the young boys. There were some really seasoned top players on that pitch, and Stags gave them a real run for their money. So it's always great to see them play against teams higher up the pyramid, because they can really show what they're capable of and how good these players are. Because there's so many times I don't think they get the flowers they deserve, and games like that provide it for them. So yeah, exciting for that one.
Absolutely. Well, certainly looking forward to it. And obviously, as the show's going, we'll be discussing them, and we'll be discussing Retford next week. But unfortunately, that's probably was done for another week. Remember, leave your comments below. We love to read them. We love to hear them, and we'll read your questions out if you have any for us. Like us, subscribers on YouTube if you'd be so kind, because we like to see that you're enjoying the show. And we will see you guys next week.